Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Drama Life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all face too bleak. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, I am coming through. What's today? Today. Today is August the 14th. August the 14th, 2025. Just getting off that 9 to 5 just to barely survive. But yeah, so on my way into work, I was listening to one of the YouTubers that I used to listen to all the time, like quite often, very, very often. But now and then he crosses my algorithm. I have, like I told y'all, I have been stuck on justice, really injustice, but they serve us injustice for justice, right? I ordered justice, but I get injustice on a platter. So I've been like deeply into that content. Taylor House Publishing, Introverted Rock Star, and 1250 podcast too. I was watching him on the way out of work, girl. But and you already know my channel is about injustice as well, fighting to put my family back together. I'm fighting my losing battle of putting my family back together. Because my husband's wrongfully incarcerated and has been for the last 23 plus years. Girl, I'm tired. So, in the realm of making videos about injustice yourself and then consuming a lot of content about injustice, it takes a toll on yourself. It takes a toll. Me, I am a jokester. I have, if anybody know me in person, you already know I've always been the one laughing. I'm always the one that laughs at the wrong time, like it's some serious stuff happening. That's why they said, someone commented that they don't see anything funny in my video. We were talking about a serious topic and they didn't see anything funny. I don't know. That's just me. Like, I have so many horrible things happen in my life and I just have to laugh. Like if I don't take the moment and make myself laugh about everything, baby, I'll never my face would never smile because I got so much going on. But it takes a toll on you. And I told myself I need to start back getting into my chosen one. Now I do daily listen to Miss Latoya O'Keel, but it's a lot of other chosen ones that I stop. They just don't cross my algorithm because the algorithm goes by what you're consuming, right? So out of nowhere, Trend Genius, a YouTuber, crosses my algorithm. Now the thumbnail caught my attention because he was saying that he didn't know what to do. He is really, I don't know what the exact thumbnail was, but basically, I'm in a bad spot and I don't know what to do. Now, I have seen a video, two videos from him where he'll say he's quitting YouTube. So I thought that was what that was. And then in the end, he's not quitting YouTube. But as a YouTuber, I do know how you go back and forth with your channel. I've been wanted to delete my channel, but for different reasons because my channel just ain't growing. It's just a garden that I water and I plant and I till and it just won't grow. He, on the other hand, is an actual successful YouTuber. He can even claim himself to be a YouTuber because that's where he gets his paycheck from. I get my paycheck from that restaurant, and then I do YouTube in the background of my life. Ain't even got my first, you know how YouTube pay you in them point pennies, the point cents. I ain't even got my first point penny from YouTube. But it's still a desire. My channel just hit 10 years old. Girl, anybody else would have quit by now. But your girl, I don't know how to quit, girl. So I was watching his channel. Anyways, I blab a lot. I'm sorry. On my way into work, it was a struggle because beyond me trying to do, I want my dream, my desire is to be a full-time content creator. I am an artist, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a cosmetologist, I am anything that is hands-on, that is really not tied to an employer. That is me. I feel like I was created to be an entrepreneur, but it just doesn't work out. I'm the one that 1% that goes after their dream and just never freaking achieves the dream. That's me. And the next dream I have, I'll go running and jumping off the roof with that dream, but it just comes to pass. It just doesn't work out for me. And I used to think I was cursed. I really did, until I found out I was a chosen one. That's crazy. Like, literally, I believe God chose me for a very special assignment. And when we follow after Christ, we literally pick up our cross. Christ himself had the one of the hardest ways to go. His life was not a piece of cake at all. And if we are followers of him, our lives are going to be the same way. But a lot of chosen ones, I see, they portray a fabulous life. I'm chosen and God just blesses me on blessings on blessings on blessings, like material things. I have this, I have that, I'm taken care of. But I found in my chosen one struggle that I feel like I've had a harder way to go than most. And I put in more work and get less back than the next. Like, the next can do exactly what I'm doing, but very, very much, much less, and they'll achieve it. Or if, like I said in my last video, run me that short end of the stick. I always get it anyway. Just run it to me. I'm the black sheep. I'm the outcast. I'm the introvert, right? Introverted rock star. I'm definitely an introvert. Pass me with all them crowds and people and stuff. I'd rather be somewhere creating or learning something or stuff like that. But he was coming through saying that he has an issue and he really needs help from his community. So I doubt that he would even watch this video, because he is a big YouTuber, and I'm sure my little channel ain't even gonna cross his radar. But I'm just gonna go ahead and give my feedback. So he has to move. This is the scenario, and I can link his video in the description box, girl, whenever I get the chance to do my description box. But he's a YouTuber. I believe he says he lives in Arizona. He has to move. It's getting very high. The cost of living is hot. Just like Florida. I'm in Florida and it is hot. But I guess Arizona is probably more like dry like hot, girl. So it's hot. Going to bed. I wonder how. I'm sorry, y'all know I always get off track, but I have never really heard about. I'm into criminal justice reform. I haven't heard about the criminal justice system in Arizona, so I don't know how that is. But Florida criminal justice system is a mess. It's gone to bed, like, for real. Y'all hear a lot of, right now we got a couple of big cases going on where Florida is finally coming to the forefront and being exposed for the injustice that's happening here. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I wish they would expose the injustice that happened to my family here in Florida. But like I said, I don't have a voice. I don't have a platform. So we'll keep on. That's why I hold my breath for justice in my intro. But he wants to get out of Arizona. The cost of living is high. Florida is as well. And we're a touristy state, right? So they got to keep the image good and clean because we're touristy. But then a lot of things are higher because, tourists are going to pay whatever, when they come here. So the cost is kind of high here. So he, and this is the double whammy. I experienced this as well as relating to the chosen one journey, that it could be an answer. It's almost like a lot of times every avenue is closed off to you. Like, I could work this problem out. This problem could work out if I could this. But this problem could work out if I could that. So on both sides, you're cut off. So you're kind of stuck in one spot. Let me give you an example. I believe I'm not supposed to be broke and barely surviving. There could be no way. God put so much talent, gifts, and everything into me to barely survive. If you would have asked me growing up, would you be broke, busted, and disgusted at age 44? No, girl. Like, I never seen this for me. Single mother by force, not choice. I never seen this for me. The way I live, you wouldn't have even, if you could have said, Keita, think about the worst case scenario in your life. I never would have even thought this. There's no way this would have been my life. I am a cosmetologist, which could have got my money, could have got me lawyer money, because my husband was wrongfully incarcerated 2 months, well, wrongfully arrested 2 months after giving birth to our daughter. Like, who does that happen to but a chosen one? But anyways, we can overcome that, girl. We are built, like I say, I'm Cadillac, but I'm built for it. Yeah, it's your girl Cadillac. So I'm Cadillac, but I'm built for it tough. So I can get over that. That's a hurdle, right? I can get that lawyer money. I'm a great cosmetologist. I go, I get my license. And if that was the end of the story, my husband would have been home a long time ago. But I was riddled with carpal tunnel and nerve damage at age 22, significantly lowering my possibility, my earning potential in my life at the beginning of my career. So I could, but this is completely in my way, right? So that's just an example of how, if you could play things out, is if you didn't have this other problem, like if I wasn't disabled, I clearly wouldn't be broke like this, because I have too much potential, right? So he could move, but as strategically as he's trying to move, well, he's definitely going to move. His car, he got a lot of tickets, and he pays the tickets, but he got a lot of points. So they're about to nab his license. So if it wasn't for the license situation, he could get on the road and he was going to go cross country and just figure out where he was going to stay. He's been looking for apartments. Everything is high. Mind you, he is a full-time content creator, and he gets paid for being on YouTube. Now, what I love about that is he acknowledged that the only reason he says he's coming to his community because his community is who pays him. That is, I've never seen another YouTuber say that. But honestly, without your community, you're nobody but me. I have a community. I am so grateful for it. But they can fit on my fingers. I can count my community on my fingers. And it's a great group of people, handful of people that have just supported me from the beginning of this journey. But it's not enough to actually take the channel off, get the watch time hours. I've been stuck on watch time hours forever. I was able to get my first 1,000 subscribers only through YouTube Shorts. But my watch time hours, it feel like I ain't gonna never reach that threshold, because it is so it's so big, and I can't get the eyes on my channel. I really think the algorithm is suppressing me. I don't think it's supporting me, right? So it don't feel like I'll ever get to that point. But he acknowledged And I thank you for that. If by chance you watch this, thank you for acknowledging your subscribers, because without your subscribers, you actually wouldn't be nobody but me. And that's just being honest. That's how it is. There's so many people on YouTube that people just don't watch their videos, right? So, and if people don't watch your videos, it's just like the musical artist. What is a musical artist without the people that actually listen to it, right? You're me again, because I was a rapper and one of the best rappers, but because I could not get my music heard, I'm a restaurant employee. So I love that he acknowledged his community. So he comes to his community and he says he's asking for help. I want to move. Where is the cost of living not so freaking goddamn high? Like cost of living. That doesn't even make sense. If you really listen to it, cost of living. Why are we paying for what God gave us free? We got to pay to live. I work to live and I live to work. I hustle hard until it hurts. I work my fingers down to the bone. And once I pay my bills, ain't got nothing to come home with. Hey, once I pay my bills, ain't got nothing to come home with. Once I pay my bills, ain't got nothing to come home with. Yeah, it's Shagira Cadillac. But why are we working to live and living to work? Right? Why aren't we serving our purposes? Because our time is consumed. We're just barely surviving. So, where is the cost of living not so high? I can't even tell you. Can't even tell you that. But he did mention Orlando. I live in Orlando. I know Orlando. Girl. And they got so many apartments going up. You know the struggle I went through trying to move. Like, it's lots of waiting lists. Like long waiting lists. So to instantly get into a place, you're gonna be paying kind of more to instantly get to a place, because you're gonna have to go for some of those higher places that the average, people cannot afford. So they're not applying like that to those places. Now, Orlando is a hit and miss now. You got some nice areas, but if you travel too far outside of the little touristy areas, I don't know, you might be, now he said he didn't want to be in the ghetto area. You might be in a ghetto area, or you might be in one of them boondocksy, sundown areas. Like, girl, so it's a mixture here. So you really got to do your research on where you're moving when you move to Orlando. Y'all already know that when I moved here, I was the only BLK girl in school, and they let me know. And I was so naive. We called it green. I didn't know about the ism at all growing up, but I was taught that people didn't like me. Some people, not everybody, because of the color of my skin. And that's why I'm so neutral, because I did grow up around all white people. You would not even realize that. You wouldn't look at me and know that. But I did. So I really know that. And a lot of BLK people don't grow up around all white people. So they know the media's perception, right, of white people. And then white people know the media perception of BLK people. But do we really even know each other? Or do we know these personas, of each other that are being portrayed on this media? Do we really know? And I think it's the media. We take the media's representation of people a lot of times. So you gotta be careful coming to Atlanta. But if you do, I works at a theme park, because that was one of the things he mentioned. He wanted to bring his daughter. Oh yeah, he has a daughter, and she's 1 year old. So he wanted to grow her up, like being able to go to theme parks and this and that. That's what you're looking for, because he's also a content creator and a vlogger. Girl, I'm sorry, boy. I always say girl in my videos, but I'm talking about Trend Genius. So boy, girl, boy, I don't know. For my girls, well, I always say girl, but because I'm talking to Trend Genius, I'm gonna say boy. There's so much that goes on here in Orlando, Florida, and if you're looking to vlog, baby, it's always something, and I do it. I do it. That's what I think people enjoy more on my channel. They disturbing if I say do not disturb. Do not disturb means disturb me. I know we are in opposite day. This world is backwards anyway. So when I push do not disturb, it means please disturb me. Girl. So I got to push do not disturb and turn the ringer off and down. Is it even? I don't know. This is so aggravating. That's irritating and aggravating all together. Girl. Anyways, so there is a lot to vlog here in Orlando. A lot to do, but that is a lot of things. You're going to have some monies. Gotta have some monies to do a lot of the stuff here. But I do work at a theme park to hook you up. Coming to the theme park, right? I got a couple tickets. I can hook you up. But yeah, I would say do your research because Florida is high, but you're basically paying to be in the good areas, and I don't know. So I was saying maybe you have to get a little bit outside of Orlando, but you already said no in Tampa. In your next video, you was like, nope, ain't going no Tampa. Diamond Royal say she in Tampa. Now, Tampa is beautiful too now. Tampa got his sides. Like, you could go to Tampa, but you got to see, like, what side of Tampa you're going to. But anyways, he has a young girl. He wants to raise her in like the little theme park life or something like that. He thought about that. He thought about going to Thailand, and that could work with his content. BLK guy in Thailand, like that does stand out, and we would want to see how he's, living in Thailand and stuff like that. He might gain a bigger audience there. So but to even have that option, you are truly and highly blessed. Truly and highly blessed. So even in the midst of our struggle as chosen ones, we have to acknowledge our privilege and our because most people can't do that. Most people cannot do that. Most people can't even move state to state. So you're wanting to move from this state to the next state. Most people can't even afford that. So you're in a good spot, but he don't have his car, so he's gonna be without a car. So I'm like, so you're going to have to find a place, too, that has good transportation outside of driving. Because some cities, you got to be able to drive. But I think your New Yorks, your Chicagos, you ain't got to have no car like that, girl. But I don't know. So it's a lot to think about. It's a lot. And I like how he started his next video. The last video he said, and don't tell me, just pray about it. I felt that because that's what people are always gonna tell you. Just pray about it. I just gave it to God and it was all worked out. But they don't tell you that in between. And I think that's why a lot of people can't relate, because people tell me that and I pray, and then if it doesn't work out, or if it's a worst case scenario, then you start looking like, okay, so why God worked it out for you and he ain't working it out for me? But God really don't even have respect to person like that. It's just they're leaving out the middle testimony. That's where I can relate to you. You got to tell me your process. I am a graphic designer, and that was one of the biggest things. They did not want just your ending project. They want your process book. Your process. What did you go through to get from your sketches to done? That's what we want to see. And that's in your testimony what people want to see, your process. So he's being transparent with his process. That, yes, I'm praying. I've been praying, but I still got to move up out of here, like literally, so you got to have some type of action behind your prayers, because prayer without works, right? And that's kind of where I'm kind of stuck because I have been praying since day one. So I felt that. So he comes back in the next video and he's like, I told y'all, don't just tell me follow your heart, just pray about it. Like, give me some answers that I can actually work with. So I'm going to say, closing, since my daughter, she gonna call right back and interrupt us again, even though I got on do not disturb. She gonna disturb this girl. So I would say you gotta find a city that, because your car, you're not gonna have the car, which you said you didn't pay it all, but you're thinking about just letting it go. Now I don't know about letting the car go. I have no idea. But how are you going to pay for it but not even be able to drive it? So it'll be like a burden bill that you would have to pay, just so it doesn't mess up your credit, but you can't drive it. Like that's crazy. That's that rock and hard spot that usually chosen ones are finding themselves in. Like, I could go this way, but this is obstructing me. So I don't know what to do with the car. But I do know you would need a city that transportation is going to be easy or fairly easy without a vehicle, since you're not going to be driving. Um, is Thailand, that could be Thailand. I don't know. I don't know anything about Thailand. Orlando's is parts of Orlando, like I said, in them cities. But if you're in the areas like the country woods, ain't no transportation like that. You gonna need you a car. You gonna want you a car. Like, and it's hot. You said you wanted to get out of Arizona and it's hot, but Florida hot too. I don't know. They probably hotter though. But girl, you ain't boy, I'm sorry, you're not escaping the heat here. So where can you be good without a vehicle? The cost of living, you may not be able to avoid that. I don't know. I would say you could do car lifing or van lifing or RVing, but here's that, but your license right now. And then crazy, they're trying to criminalize, like allegedly trying to criminalize van lifing and car lifing. That was my dream. Once my husband got out of his wrongful conviction, we were going to be car lifers. So that might be just criminalization of both of us. So I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, where the transportation is easy without a vehicle, cost of living, not sure you can avoid that. And what was the last thing? Do you send your car back? I don't know. But maybe I probably ain't even helped you, girl. I mean, boy, I probably ain't even helped you. But just, I don't know. You do have to pray about it. You really do. And I know you don't want to hear it, but it all does work out. Because I know how that feels when people tell me that. Because right now is like, is blowing my blood pressure up. So how's it just going to all work out? Because logically and realistically, you still have to think about it. It's still a problem in your, thrown in your lap. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could help you more, but if I do find anything out, I will make another part. All right, guys. It's your girl Cadillac.